So, Stephanie, why do you think so many people are single right now? I was just talking with you briefly before we started the live about half of the population of the United States is single. And I'll give you another stat. 34% of Americans have never been married. What do
Mhm.
you think is why do you think this lack of commitment is so big in this day and age of digital dating?
Well, one, I think that a lot of people are experiencing burnout in the dating and the digital world between dealing with ghosting and red flags and ending up in abusive relationships and just maybe even, the burnout of like dating for like 6 months and then something comes up, they break up, and then they are on to the next person, date for 4 to 6 months and break up again. You get burnt out on that, right? But I also think that a lot of people are actually starting to take more time in between breakups and to work on themselves and heal. Whereas older generations, they tended to be more like afraid to be alone. And so they would jump from relationship to relationship. Whereas like the millennials and younger generations understand the importance of taking time to heal and working on yourself and not taking baggage from a previous relationship and bringing it into a new one. So people are actually spending more time alone and single in between relationships than they used to as well.
I want to talk about that because this is very important. I was talking to a young lady the other day about this same topic, which was why is it people don't think it's important to make sure that they've done the work on themselves before entering in relationships? And I'll expand a little bit on that. When I got divorced, or even before I got married, I told myself, I said, I want to give whoever I meet, my person, the best version of me. I don't want to give you what's left over of me. And what does that mean? That means that I want to walk into this relationship knowing that I'm giving this person the best mental part of me, the best spiritual part, the physical. I think it's important that people start preparing for the relationship that they say that they want. And the reason why you can't get the results is because you're not prepared. If Mr. or Mrs.
Yeah.
Right walks in, have you done the therapy? Have you done the work? Are you going to the gym? Are you relationship material to where you can give yourself freely knowing that I am the best version of me? And the question is, does the person you're dating deserve the best version of you?
Absolutely. And if one of the things I preach is if you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't know how to be intimate with yourself, how can you love and be intimate with someone else? How can you expect a partner to love you and be intimate with you if you don't even know how to love yourself and be intimate with yourself? Knowing, and that intimacy isn't a sexual intimacy that I'm talking about. I'm talking about deep down the hard work, knowing who you are, getting into the nitty gritty of who you are. Have you healed? Have you dealt with your demons? Have you healed from past traumas? Have you cleaned up your life and giving yourself showing up as the best version of you? Have you done that work? That's that intimacy within yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of people haven't done that work. And that's why they keep falling into the pattern of, okay, I'm in this relationship for a couple months and then move out. Then I'm in this relationship and it just is a repeated cycle until you pause and take time for yourself. And um, it could be a scary thing especially if you're uncomfortable with yourself. If you're uncomfortable with who you are, it's really fucking uncomfortable to be alone and be single. But if you love who you are, you're comfortable with who you are, you're not really going to have a problem being single. You're going to be out doing your thing, getting in your hobbies, you have friends you go do stuff with. So being single, it doesn't impact your mental health. You don't get depressed from being single or alone. You actually enjoy your alone time. You're your best self until the best version of your partner shows up because they've done the work for themselves, right? Yeah.
I was just thinking about this. Do you feel that dating in the digital age has made people believe that they have more choices and options than they really do? And,
Yes.
I say that, and I was a part of that crew. I'm like, it's okay. I'll just find another girl. Like, it's like, I haven't even been to this continent or this continent. I'm like, come on. And it's really so much bigger than that. It's so minute because we have to think about it. Like, even our friendships are very minimal. What do I mean by this? That you're not gonna find a ton of people that you just like get along with as friends or in intimacy levels. So to be arrogant and to think that I can just keep swiping and I'm gonna find my person, no, like it's like a needle in a haystack. Like think about it. Like you don't like everybody. Everybody doesn't like you. So and you can go through tons of people and like none of them. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very important that you start to realize when I meet people that I match with, and I don't mean match with like in oh they click me and I click them. I mean, do we have the same goals? Do we have the same aspirations? Are we heading the same way? And make sure when we meet those very rare people that ticks most of our boxes, we'll call it 70 to 80%, to not treat this person as a disposable item, realizing that wait a minute, I don't match well with everyone. I don't get along with everyone doesn't like the same music and songs and wants to go where I want to go. I need to nurture this relationship. I need to cultivate this relationship and treat it as if it's rare because let's just be honest, finding a person that we like and that we like each other, that's not
Mm-hmm.
common. It's uncommon.
I think people honestly need to get more selective and before you go out into the dating world, know what your boundaries are. Know what your standards are. What are you gonna accept and not accept? And be selective. It's okay to be selective instead of just, okay, I'll just date whoever because I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Well, no wonder why you're in a crazy cycle of dating and you've dated 20 people in a year because you have no boundaries, you have no standards. You're just willy-nilly out there dating and you don't know yourself. Obviously, that is what that tells me is you don't know yourself. If you've been dating someone for like 20 people in a year, you obviously don't know what you're looking for. You don't know yourself. And make a list of questions to ask, especially if you don't really know what to ask. First, figure out what your boundaries are. Figure out what your standards are and the things that you're okay with and not okay with. Why date someone just to date, say you're dating someone when they don't meet your standards, they don't meet your boundaries, and you're just setting yourself up for failure. And for that person too. That's not fair to them that you're just willy-nilly dating. They could be really trying to find their person to spend their life with. And now you've just wasted 6 months of their life that they could have actually probably found their person too, right? So there's, I think, an aspect in that as well with dating. And that's part of the authentic connection. And that's what I think so many people struggle with in the digital dating is finding that authentic connection. But it depends on how you show up. We can only control what we do and how we react. We can't control how someone else shows up. But the more, my belief is the more you show up authentic, the more you're real, the more you've done the work, you're going to attract that in your life. But if you're being fake, if you're not being authentic, if you're not showing up, if you're not doing the work, you're really going to be met with the same energy, the same type of person.
Wow.
And it's so important for us to put out what we want to receive. Now, does that work 100% of the time? No. There's,
No,
you
there's
know,
caveats, of course.
um
Yeah.
yes, of course. But that's part of, I guess, the weeding out process in dating. There's pros and cons to it, right? You have the pros are you're meeting people that you may not have ever crossed paths with by dating in the digital world, whatever the app is or website is. Shoot, was it 2000? I think it was 2000, 2001 before online dating was a thing.
Yeah.
I met someone playing Monopoly on
Wow.
games.com.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's so different now because there's actual apps, but to think back like that long ago dating, I met someone on games.com, but we had commonality and conversations, but we were also our authentic selves too. in that. But the cons to it, right, can be the choice overload. So many choices on, and especially if you're on more than one dating app, you're looking at
And there's really
potentially like 1,000 different options, and you're having to just sit there and swipe right, swipe left, and then if you've got like 20 conversations going on, trying to keep all those up,
it's exhausting.
it's exhausting.
It's trying to keep up with where she's from. Like you don't, and then I would get this a lot. You don't remember? I already told you, and I'm like, no, I don't remember. I remember five other girls I'm talking to. Of course, I don't exactly remember where you're from per
Yeah.
se,
Yep.
but
And the burnout, the ghosting, which never, ghosting wasn't ever a thing until this whole dating world where people can just, and for me, I, being my authentic self and transparent, when I was in the dating world, I'm taken, so I'm not in the dating world now, but when
so Stephanie, you're
I
off the
was
market.
very honest and yes, I'm off the market.
Sorry guys, don't DM her, okay? El finite.
But I would let them know, like, hey, great talking to you, but I'm just not feeling a continuing connection. I'd rather let you know than waste your time. And it depend on the person and the conversation we had, right? But I couldn't allow myself to ghost someone. That was just not who I am. But
You know what I
I got
think?
ghosted numerous times, and
It's
it
normal.
sucks.
Yeah, of course it sucks.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about this really quickly. I think it also, dating in the digital age, and this is coming from my own personal experience, like I feel like for the longest I went for the girls that I thought I liked. And I think a lot of people go for the
Mm.
shallow, external, he needs to be, 6'5", Jack, driving a Lamborghini or, whatever your, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me. This is a very, very
Your
shallow.
fantasy, your dream, like, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fantasy of
and
what
so
you imagine is the ideal perfect person.
and really it came down to this for me. I really understood that what I was going for, the look of the girl I was going for, the kind of girl wasn't matched up with my core values and where I was going. It was just aesthetically, it was pleasing to me. And it's like so many of us are going for what looks good versus does this feel right in my spirit? Do we have the ability to go long term? Do we share the same goals and aspirations? Or are you just a pretty face or a jack guy or you have a nice car or you speak well? Like that has nothing to do with who the person is. And I think a lot of times if we could get down to the core of what matters to us in the long run, not versus how do I feel about this person right now. It's like do you see I don't think you should be dating
By
a
their
person.
looks.
Do you see a future with this person? And you can't base that on their looks because that has nothing to do with their future. So if
So
yeah,
how do you find out? You have to ask questions. Have to know.
yeah.
Blows my mind out on the dating world and ask someone, what are you passionate about? And they come back with, I don't know, I've done everything I wanted to do. So what are we
Or
going to
they,
talk about? If you have nothing you're passionate about, we're not going to have any activities to do, no hobbies, no discussions, because you literally have nothing to talk about that you're passionate about. Blows my mind.
me too,
How am I
because
going to build a future with you?
girls are shocked that I have questions. I mean, no, Stephanie. I mean, literally, and I quote, "Why are you asking me these types of questions?" And I think to myself, I don't even know you. What am I supposed to just sit here and pretend like I do know you? In order, ladies and gentlemen, please be respectful and understand that you don't know this person. So if they ask you questions, that's a sign that they're really interested. They're not trying to judge you. They're not trying to figure out, oh, I got you there. No, it's like, wouldn't you want a person who doesn't know you to be curious about your life, your past, and get to know you as a person versus what's your favorite color or your favorite football team or do you like green or yeah, I mean like kindergarten softball questions that's not getting to the core of do we have a future together? Do you love your dad? Do you still have a relationship with him or I shouldn't ask about your father because
Who's your
whoa buddy.
hero? Who inspires you?
Yeah.
Who do you look up to? And it boggles my mind that some people can't even answer that. Maybe it's wrong of me, but if someone can't answer, and that's not even a difficult, challenging question. That's a pretty, I feel like, simple, basic question. Can't even answer that. Like, I really don't see moving forward. That's me. But that asking those questions, that's like how you start to build that authentic connection. But that's
Can you
also how
say
you
that
can
again?
see that someone has mask up.
Can you say that again?
Asking those questions is how you start building the authentic connection.
So it's okay
And
for a
someone
guy.
that avoids answering, yeah.
Steph. So I want the ladies in the back to hear you. Ladies, I think she just said something really important. If a guy is wanting to date you, you're saying, Stephanie, it's okay if he asks you questions about who you are, where you've been, and it shouldn't be off-putting. You is that what you're saying, Steph?
No. What do you want in life? What are your ambitions? Are you in your career choice? Do you have aspirations to move into a different career? Do you want to go to college? Are you in college now? What are you studying? Like, those shouldn't be uncomfortable questions. Whether it's a man or female, there should not be any hesitation in answering those questions. Like, for me, if someone hesitates to answer basic questions like that, that's a red flag. Like,
So let's
that
talk
tells me
about
they have
that.
a mask up.
So let's talk about that. So if women and men are dating out there and they're on a date and the person's not asking questions, should you be concerned?
I am. I'm not just sitting here to be a pretty face or to look at a pretty face. Like, I want to build connection. So if
Asking
that's
questions
not
builds
happening, we're
connection.
just sitting here.
So asking
If we're
questions
just sitting
builds,
and there's no conversation,
yeah. So asking
I'm
questions
out.
builds connections. Is that what you're saying? Asking questions
Yes.
builds connections. Okay,
Yes. So leading into that, okay, I want to go a little deeper.
let's go.
There's some keys to creating the authentic connection, and I really want to like speak on these. So, clarity, know your values, know your desires, know your non-negotiables before you start a conversation with someone. What are your intentions? So, being intentional, I think, is huge. It's your photos and your bio that actually really reflect your personality and your truth. Take off the filters for pictures that you're posting.
Wow.
Have a real unfiltered raw pictures on your profiles. And in the bio, speak to your truth. Who are you? The communication that we were just talking about, asking those deeper questions, moving off of an app mindfully, not rushing, but if you feel like the conversation in the app is moving in a good direction, then move off the app into like texting and calls, right?
Yeah.
Your presence. Dating without distractions drives me bonkers to go out on a date and the guy is on his phone, playing a game or texting or checking social media. Like, seriously? I'm out. That's my last date with you. Like, it's rude. It's disrespectful. That's one of my non-negotiables and boundaries because you're not being present with me. How are you going to get to know me and how am I going to get to know you when you're not even being present? Right? And it's listening versus just waiting to reply. How many have you been on a date and you're asking questions or you're sharing about yourself and they're just nodding and you know they have not listened to a damn word you've said?
So you're saying a person
They
should
can't
be
even
actively
speak back
listening?
to you about what you said.
So are you saying
Yes,
a
active
person should be
listening.
actively
Absolutely.
listening? So what is actively listening to you?
Yes.
Can you describe that? What is actively listening?
Well, part of active listening is listening to understand, not listening to reply with a, oh yeah, 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 or no, I'm not, no. Just those simple, basic replies, like that tells me you weren't listening. You have no idea what I was even talking about. You're just giving me a reply to appease me. That's annoying because that makes me not want to continue to talk to you because you have not listened to a word I've just said, and I think that that is rude and disrespectful. I'm sharing something deep about myself. And just as if you're sharing something deep with me, I'm setting my phone down and I'm all ears. I lean into you. I want you to see and hear and feel that I'm listening to you. And then if there's like a pause, I may kind of give a recap of what you said. Like, this is what I heard, just to make sure that I heard what they were saying and sharing and letting them know that I understood them. Boundaries is one of the other ways to connect that authentic, like learning to say no gracefully and to walk away if there's misalignment. You don't have to stay dating someone out of guilt or feeling bad because they're a good person. They just may not be your person. And it's okay if they're not your person to say, you know what, this isn't working. I wish you the best.
Can you say that again? You said you could be a what kind of person?
And then the last, yeah,
You could be a good
you could be
person,
the best person.
but you're not my person. So you were telling me about the
They could be
keys.
the best person for the next person they end up meeting.
Yeah, you are a
You
great
know,
person,
they could
just
be the
not great.
best person for the next person they're meeting, but I got to take myself out of the equation so that they can meet their person. And then I, in turn, can meet my person.
Yes, yes.
But if I'm staying out of guilt, I'm staying out of not wanting to this person by breaking up with them or telling them this is just not going anywhere, I'm doing a disservice to both of us. So
And
why not
also,
just be honest about it? We're adults.
stop dating people to go on food dates too. I think that's stupid. You're literally sitting down with people.
God,
Stop
yes.
when you because you talked about dating with intentions. You know you don't like her or you know you don't like him, and you're sitting down because they're offering something that you want. You're just taking advantage of them. You have no interest in being with this person. Like,
Hmm.
stop doing this to people. Like, literally, because that's what makes it bad. Once
Yeah.
guys and girls
I
catch on,
had
yeah, once they catch on
I
to
had a
what you're
roommate that
doing.
was notorious for going out on dates with guys just so she could get a free meal. And it never ended well for her. She's still single. I wonder why.
I wonder why. The
Which
guys
kind
are
of leads me into the next and
go,
last
go.
leads me to the next and last like key thing to creating authentic connection is that self-work, doing the inner healing so you're not repeating old patterns. Period. Can't preach that enough. And I would encourage everyone that's listening, write down 3 words that you want your future partner to feel when they're with you.
I'll write that down
How
now.
are you showing up? How do, yeah. Good. Write down 3 words.
Write down 3 words. Uh huh.
Write down 3 words that you want your future partner to feel when they're with you. Is that how you're going to show up? Make sure your dating profile and the conversations that you're having reflect those qualities.
Wow. Write down 3 words that you want your future partner to feel when they're with you. Oh my God, Stephanie, that
With
is the
you.
gold. That's so golden, guys. I hope you got your pen and
Mm,
paper out for that one.
that just gave me goosebumps.
Me too. I got excited just hearing it.
That
I
just
was
gave me
like,
goosebumps.
whoa, that's big. That was, I mean, listen, guys,
Yeah.
if you get anything out of that, that's the golden ticket right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Stephanie, you have been amazing.
I have a little nugget for you, Gerald. I challenge everyone to shift from finding the one to creating authentic experiences that teach you about loving yourself. Stop finding the one, stop looking for the one and having that be your focus. Have your focus be, am I creating an authentic experience that's going to teach me about love and about myself? That could be a game changer for you in the dating world.
Creating experiences that basically show me the best versions of myself.
Yeah.
Stephanie, thank
And
you.
my closing statement I would like to leave you all with, okay? Dating in the digital age doesn't have to be shallow or exhausting. I know it can be, but it doesn't have to be. When you yourself show up with clarity, courage, and as your authentic self, you actually are opening the door to real connection.
Say that
My
again.
hope is that everyone that's listening remembers this. Yeah.
Can you say it?
When you show up with clarity, courage, and authenticity as yourself, you are opening the door to real connection. And my hope is that everyone that's listening remembers this. You are worthy of love that feels safe, that's passionate and true. And the more that you actually practice being your authentic self, the more magnetic you become and that love comes.
Stephanie, I don't even. I'm just. Yeah. I needed that. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie has blessed us with another amazing episode. Dating in the digital age while finding that authentic connection. And hopefully you've gathered nuggets. You'll be able to find her Instagram on their tags, her website. You'll be able to contact her. Ladies, if you need some help working on your trauma, working on the baggage, Stephanie is helped lots of women uncover and rediscover who they really are, and
Yes.
you're able to live that way authentically. So, Stephanie, I appreciate your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure
Yes.
you like,
You
share,
can find
subscribe.
me at on IG, the intimate underscore journey, or my website, intimate-journey.com. I would love to talk with you, do a free consultation, see how I can help you, but be your authentic self and love will find you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Stephanie.
everyone.
Let's see.